Today I want to talk about Disney and more specifically the ex-CEO Bob Chapek, who is being sued by a shareholder over misleading them on Disney+. It's come out that there's been some shenanigans going on at Disney Plus with manipulating subscriber growth and figures. Now, I'm sure this type of thing does go on a lot in Hollywood, in all forms of entertainment, be it movies, TV shows, now streaming. But Bob Chapek has now had a lawsuit filed against him. Will Bob Chapek lose this lawsuit? Will the shareholder win? That is going to remain to be seen. But from what I've read, it does look like there is a pretty good chance that this will go to court. And if that is the case, then I think Disney is going to have to bring out some of its best lawyers to defend this. Now, I'm reading this from Deadline. I'm not in any way, shape or form knowledgeable on the law in this area. I'm just reading what it says on here and giving my own opinions. So, Disney ex-CEO Bob Chapek, CFO, hit with shareholder suit over streaming losses. To paraphrase Neil Young, Bob Chapek is gone from Disney but not forgotten. A shareholder is suing the former CEO along with former executive Kaheem Daniel and current CFO Christine McCarthy, and the company itself, alleging violations of securities law for misleading statements about Disney Plus and the health of the streaming business. Filed on May 12, the suit by Local 272 Labour Management Pension Fund, filed the US District Court for the Central District of California, seeks a lead plaintiff for a class action representing purchases of Disney shares between December 10, 2020 and November 8, 2022, when the company dramatically missed earnings guidance and the stock took a major hit after an already bumpy year. Defendants throughout the class period made false and or misleading statements and or failed to disclose that Disney Plus was suffering decelerating subscriber growth, losses and cost overruns. So by this time it was already slowing down in subscriber growth. Don't know if it would have been losing subscribers at this point, but it wasn't gaining as many subscribers as they were being led to believe. The true cost incurred in connection with Disney Plus had been concealed by Disney executives by debuting certain content intended for Disney Plus initially on Disney's legacy distribution channels and then making the shows available on Disney Plus thereafter to improperly shift the cost out of Disney Plus segment. So I'm guessing this is shows which they had filmed for Disney Plus. They had decided to not let Disney Plus take the cost of these and air them on the Disney Channel or one of Disney's other channels. I don't know which ones they have now. Before they'd put them onto Disney Plus where they were originally intended for. And by doing so, they could write the cost of making those shows off the cost of Disney Plus and putting it onto the cost of one of the other Disney channels, essentially hiding how much Disney was spending on Disney Plus and making it look like it was making more money than it was. That's what I'm getting from that. Disney has made platform distribution decisions based not on consumer preference, consumer behaviour, or the desire to maximise the size of the audience for the content as represented, but based on the desire to hide the full cost of building Disney Plus's content library. So again, rather than focusing on what subscribers to Disney Plus wanted, rather than building the content around Disney Plus subscribers and customers, or even building it to expand and gain more subscribers, they've built it around being able to hide how much money they've spent building Disney Plus's content library. I don't know how they've done that, but it is, again, hiding the full cost of what Disney Plus has cost Disney to make. Disney was not on track to achieve even the reduced 2024 Disney Plus paid global subscriber and profitability targets. Such targets were not achievable and such estimates lacked a reasonable basis in fact. So the amount they've said they were going to make in 2024 is clearly nowhere near what is believed they are going to hit. Now, streaming services are slowing down. It's not just Disney Plus. A lot of streaming services are losing a lot of subscribers. It's one of the side effects of an oversaturation of streaming services which has popped up over the last few years. Netflix was highly profitable when it first started because it was the only one around, and now every studio wants its own streaming services and people are just spread too thin. They can't afford to subscribe to 3, 4, 5, 6, however many streaming services they have to subscribe to watch the shows and movies they want to watch. And ultimately, they are only going to subscribe to one, maybe two, which is what's leading to a loss of subscribers for streaming services such as Disney Plus, and making it hard for them to hit the subscriber and profitability targets. Specifically, the 39-page filing cites a November 8 earnings missed by Disney and its quarterly financial results, including a monumental operating loss of $1.47 billion for streaming. Disney has also reported a decline in its average revenue per Disney Plus subscriber. Now, I don't know how much 1.47 is to Disney in its grand operating plans for Disney Plus, but an operating loss of that amount sounds like a hell of a lot to lose, even for a company like Disney. Add to that, it's reported that it's got a decline in average revenue per Disney Plus subscriber, and it's not going to be making that money back. If anything, I would imagine that that loss is only going to be getting bigger if the revenue is coming down, which is probably why they are looking to move to a lower tier paid subscription with adverts. They need to make the money back from somewhere, but I think having adverts on streaming services is the wrong way to go about things. People like the streaming services because they pay for it, and there's no adverts, unlike regular TV, where it's commercial based and that's how they make a lot of the money. Boom, the shares have dropped, hence this action. We are aware of the complaint and intend to defend vigorously against it in court, a Walt Disney spokesman told Deadline today. Currently, the action from Local 272 seeks judicial determination to become a class action, plus a slew of unspecified damages. So I think Disney will try and make this go away, but it doesn't sound like the person who is suing Disney wanted to. It sounds like they think they do have a good case. Like I've said, I'm not a lawyer, but from what I've read in this part, what's the suing Disney over, it does sound like they could have a good case against Disney. Attempted class action suits are filed frequently when share prices fall sharply and often don't advance. A specialised law firm brings the case on behalf of one or two stockholders, in this case seeking a large shareholder to join as lead plaintiff and other holders to adhere to the suit as well. A judge must approve the class action status. While similar in so many ways to so many of the shareholder suits, this case is somewhat notable for calling out high-profile executives and the streaming red ink that's been the talk of the entertainment industry for the past year, and continues to grab headlines. Under siege for months, Chapek's abrupt departure was announced November 20th, a Sunday, with former long-time CEO Bob Iger returning immediately for an encore. Kareem Daniel, whom Chapek had put atop a new division called Media and Entertainment Distribution, was out the next day. CFO McCarthy, said to have agitated for Chapek's removal, spans both regimes and is seen in some sales as possible CEO material herself. Disney's streaming situation is not unique. Having put a lot of their chips on going digital online, the rest of the industry has struggled with costly pivot to streaming as linear television viewing continues to decline. Hollywood's real rulers on Wall Street at first rewarded subscriber growth, but has since shifted its focus to streaming profitability, as have companies which are cutting back on content spending. So I don't know how this is going to go, whether it will get to class action status in court. If it does, I think Disney will throw some of its best lawyers behind it, because this is something they can't really afford to lose. It's going to make Disney Plus and Disney as a whole look really bad. And Disney is not looking overly great at the moment for good headlines. It's having a lot of negativity in the headlines it is generating, and this is just one more piece of bad news that it can't really afford to take on. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is a strong case against Disney? What would you like to see as the outcome of this case? Do let me know in the comments below. And that's all from me. I'm off to make a fresh cup of tea.